What's up, math fans? Finally, all that two-dimensional math is going to come in handy when we get to three-dimensional objects. I want to find the volume of prisms, and the easiest formula I can think of is B times H, and I'm sure a lot of books say that V equals B times H, the volume equals base times the height, but they use capital B for a reason. It's because capital B is the base of the shape. What a prism is a three-dimensional figure, a three-dimensional object that has two bases, a top and a bottom basically. So if you look at a cube, you ever roll a dice, all the faces look the same, so it's hard to tell, but technically there's a top and a bottom. If you look at, I don't know, a fish tank, there's a top and a bottom. Those are considered the bases, top base, bottom base. This thing is a triangular prism because the base is a triangle. Notice there's a triangle on the top and the bottom, all right? This one I would call a trapezoidal prism because there's a base on the top and the bottom. And this one would be a circular prism, right? Actually it has a special name, it's called a cylinder. But just think about a quarter. You ever see a stack of quarters? So as long as you know the area of one quarter, you just multiply by how many quarters you have, and that would be the volume. So that's the principle for all of these things. As long as you know one of the faces, or one of the bases, excuse me, then multiply by the height to get the whole thing. That's why it's just base times height. All right, so that's it. You're done. I would pause it right now and get comfortable with all of these different formulas. Why? Because this is too easy. Capital B times H. And people get confused because they forget what capital B means. Capital B depends on the shape. So over here, capital B is the base of this cube, which is this. That's the base. That's capital B. All right? Capital B is the base. The shape is actually, like I said, two bases. So there's another one over there. Okay, so this one, if I want to find the area of the base, I ignore the fact that it's three-dimensional, and I just find the area of the base, which is a square. So the area of a square, that's easy. It's side squared. So for example, if the side is 10, 10 squared is 100. Okay, so area is 10 squared, which is 100. But the volume is capital B times H. Capital B is really 100, then times the height of the actual figure, which is another 10, so that'll give me 1,000, okay? So B times H, you actually have to do math to get the capital B and then multiply by the height. So that's 1,000. Let's say they say it was inches, it would be inches cubed. Feet would be feet cubed. Whatever the units is units cubed. All right, try the next one. So again, what's my base? The base is, this time, a rectangle. So you need to know the area of a rectangle because that's how you find the base. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So let's say the length is 10, the width is 5, then this is 50. Now, if the area of this rectangle is 50, but how many of them are there? Let's say there's a stack of 10, so I'm going to do 10 times 5, which is 50, right? But the volume is capital B times H. So that's 50 times 10, which is 500, okay? 500, whatever, units to the third power, units cubed. Try it here. So again, identify the base. It's a triangle. So you got to know these different area formulas before you can do the volume. Area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. And look, this base is lowercase b. Why? Because that's just the base of the base, which is this line alone. So you would have to be given that. Let's say it's 5. And let's say the height, actually the height is from here to here. So little h is 4. So from here to here is 4. The reason that gets confusing is because there's two heights in this question. There's the height of the base, the height of that orange triangle, and then there's the main height, the height of the prism itself. So first I'm going to do 5 times 4 divided by 2. That's 20 divided by 2, right? Which is 10. And then since volume is big B times H, it's 10 times the other height, the height of the prism itself. So that's going to be 100 units cubed. Okay? So basically I do my volume in 2 steps. Some people teach it where they actually teach, oh, well, this is just s to the third power. Yeah, I get it. But I want you to understand that each base is different. find the base first and then multiply by the height. So know the area formulas. They're much more important than that easy volume formula. Here is a fun question because it's a trapezoid. People forget this formula. See my base? It's a trapezoid. And that formula is base 1 plus base 2 times height divided by 2. Here, these little b1 and b2, the base 1 is the top of the trapezoid, base 2 is the bottom of the trapezoid. So I'm just going to fill in numbers. They have to give you these values. So that's going to be 5 plus 4, right? Base 1 is 5, base 4 is 4. 5 plus 4 times the height, which is given as 5, divided by 2. So that's 9 times 5, which is 45, divided by 2. 45 divided by 2. I don't know what that is. Let's say it's 22.5. You can leave it like this, you can leave it as a decimal. So now my volume is capital B times H. This is my capital B. What is that, 22.5? Times the height of the whole thing, times 10. Okay, so then do some fancy math here. You can get a calculator if you want. And it becomes 22.5 times 10 is 225. Please check my math because I have no idea if that's right. All right. Finally, what is this shape? It's a cylinder. Cylinder. What's the face? What's the base here? The base is a circle, so you have to know that a circle, area of a circle is pi r squared, and if r is 5, that's going to be pi times 5 squared. That's 25 pi. That's the area of just the base. So my volume is then big B times H, which is 25 pi times 10. Yeah, I made it 10 on purpose. It could be any number. It doesn't really matter. Which is 250 pi. Don't forget units cubed, units cubed. Okay? If you're wondering, I'm using the word base. Base is the top and the bottom, right? The top and the bottom are both circles here. The top and the bottom are both prism trapezoids here. The top and the bottom are both triangles here, both rectangles here, both squares here. So for a prism, there's a top and a bottom. Those are your bases. The sides, by the way, are usually called faces or just lateral. Lateral means sides. If you ever play football, it's one of my favorite plays. The lateral pass to the side. So there's the lateral faces, and then there's the two bases. And that's how you find volume of prisms. Thanks for watching. See ya.